sounds coming out of the Morris this morning. Hello and welcome to my garage, where today I am investigating some rather worrying sounds coming from the Morris after a recent journey out. Here's what happened. Got some strange sounds coming out of the Morris this morning. Doesn't sound too good at all. Put my foot down, a lot of ticking noise. Take the foot off, the accelerator dies down. Yeah, feels like it's a little bit down on power as well. Well, I've managed to make it home, yeah, that was journey out, drove absolutely fine, no problem at all. Left her for half an hour, come back, started up, and you can hear she's just not sounding happy at all, is she? Not at all. So having a quick look under the bonnet, looks like there's a little bit of oil weeping from the head, so maybe it's a gasket. Yeah, but it looks like some investigation is required. First job is just to make sure that I've got power going to all the spark plugs, and I'm going to be using these things here. They're very simple to just clip onto the top of the spark plug, and then the HT lead sits on the top there. Now inside's a little bulb, and that will flash as power is coming through. For some strange reason I seem to have lost one, so I can only do 3 at a time this time round. I did a similar job on the Ferrari just recently, so that's the first task. Just had a quick look at the plugs, all come out, and yeah, they're all actually, oh, it's not going to focus, is it? But yeah, they're all like browny deposits, so on the whole, I think the car's running pretty okay. Well, you know, apart from the issues that I've got at the moment, but yeah, pretty pleased with those. Second job now is I've got a compression tester set up into the first plug hole, and I'm going to crank the engine over and just see what kind of reading I'm getting in terms of compression in the engine. If the head gasket is gone, which is kind of what I was suspecting anyway, then I'm likely to get a lower reading there. Now, this Morris is great in terms that there's a bit of a shortcut, so instead of having to keep going back into the engine, back into the cockpit and turning the key, it's a pull start because it's the earlier car. And I've got a nice shortcut right here that I just have to press, so that should turn the engine over. Nice and easy. Right, so first cylinder I'm getting a reading of 145, I'd say there. So I'm just going to get a little notepad and I'll start just jot these down as well, and I'll do the same thing for each cylinder, and then we'll have a little comparison at the end and see if anything's standing out there. Okay, so I've got the compression test results here, and if I can get that in there, as you can see, if it will focus, we've got a 145 on cylinders 1 and 2, and then 70 and then 65 going down to cylinder 4. So cylinders 1 and 2, 145, I'm pretty happy with that. Spark plugs are looking at pretty good colour, so again I think the engine is running fine. I thought the issue was sort of around cylinder 4, but it looks as though it's stemming across to cylinder 3 as well. So I am still pretty convinced it's head gasket that's gone. So yeah, next step is to get that head off and investigate further. Coolant's now drained out. Now there should be a brass tap there where that hole is, which should enable me to drain the water out of the block, but that was not working for some reason, so I'll order a new one of those. So what we've got is there's the heater tap pipe, and then you've got this connection pipe here. I've had to undo this one here. Then there is the short bit of pipe that comes from the top of the rad to the thermostat housing, so that's had to come off. I've disconnected or loosened this ready, so as I lift the head up, this one should just pop up. Also, one not to forget about is, if I can get the camera in there, which is not actually that easy, there is a small pipe. I'm not really sure if I can. It's picking it up here on the camera really, but behind here there's a small connecting pipe here. It's really hard to get the camera in there. Oh, there it is. Right. So yeah, small connecting pipe there. There you go. Now we can see it. That's obviously just loosened off, ready again. So when I lift the head off, so the next thing to do is get this rocker cover off, disconnect the accelerator cable, the choke cable. I've got to do the fuel lines, disconnect the exhaust down there, and then we'll be ready to loosen the bolts. That's the next phase done. Exhaust has been loosened, fuel pipe taken out. Of course, I forgot to put anything under there. There was a bit of fuel residue in the pipe, so silly mistake. Spark plugs are still out from earlier test. So yeah, I think we're kind of ready. So we've got the bolts here, along here. They're the main ones that hold the head down. These ones obviously also hold down the rockers, and these also have those ones as well. Now there is a particular order to tighten and loosen these up in, so I will go through that in a sec. But I think we're about ready to take this head off. So one of the other things to consider here is we've got the engine stabilising bar, which is secured by one of the head nuts. You can leave it in place and turn it out of the way. I have done that in the past, but I think today I'll probably just undo it and take it out altogether, just to make life a little bit easier. So the order for tightening the head is basically, get this strong, get this right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So I'm going to be undoing these bolts in that opposite order. When removing, all these bolts have now come off, so but now we're removing the rockers. I don't know if you can see here, but essentially they sit, there's a little ball there. This is where you adjust it all, and there's a ball that sits into a cup that is connected to the push rod. Now the push rod goes right the way down and sits in their own little cups further down to the engine. Now you can get a bit of a suction built up between this ball here and this cup, and then when you're lifting the rockers up or the tappets up, you can pull the rods with it. It's best to avoid that. It's not the end of the world if it comes away, but it does make your life just that little bit harder when putting it back together again. Right, well, I think it is obvious. There is our culprit. So we had the glow compressions between cylinders 3 and 4, quite clearly. The gasket has blown between them, and you can even see it there on the head as well, where it's blown through. So I think that's about all I've got time for today. The cylinder head is off. The head gasket is obviously the culprit there with that gaping great hole. So it's on to my friends at ESM, and we'll order up a new cylinder head gasket, and I think I'll get a new accelerator cable as well. And obviously there's that brass tap where the handle had broken. And then it's just a case of putting everything back together again. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up down there. And if you want to see the next part of me trying to put it all back together again, then please subscribe over there. Until next time, thanks for watching. Take care.